I just wanted to kind of go over the changes that I've made for primarily the backend and authentication. I've also updated the UI to have a login and sign up page. I'm just making sure that I also prepare our model or our architecture so that when we are ready to fine tune and upgrade the RAG, um, it is ready to go. I'm just going to go over kind of like where we are and where we're going. So the original kind of setup was I was more focused on just the chat feature, the Q&A chat feature with the RAG. And I just want to emphasize like we are going to be focused on RAG. That is the things that we have control over. The two things that we have control over is the chunk size and the quality of documents and the amount of documents that we will be inputting into our vector database. So the initial iteration, we kind of just went, we would throw a request, it'd go to the Python backend, send it, it would go through the local embedding, the quadrant vector database, and then we generated that response. What I set up today, I added the authentication just for login purposes and then for persistent data for the user so that we can keep their history. I made a schema. I also made, let's go ahead and go into the Python. So I did a create user and then create ticket. We have the database set up. We have some models for the user and the ticket, which this is all database stuff, just updating the database. And then we have the schemas for it. So what am I setting this up for? So essentially we'll have a Postgres backend, or sorry, a Postgres database to store the user, the ticket history, their metadata, and then we'll be able to combine this with our RAG sentence transformer quadrant vector database. So these two things will combine so that we can do fine tuning based off of the tickets slash questions that the users ask, which in this case will be the ones asking a lot of questions, and then seeing the responses of the RAG, and seeing if we can fine tune it and make it better based off of the questions. Though, like the questions is a primary thing that we need to think about, um, to fine tune the model. But as of right now, what I believe we're going to present is going to be mostly what we have control over, which would be again, I emphasize the documents that we enter into our vector database, how we chunk it, and the quality of the documents that we submit. So the end goal would be to be able to fine tune it before our presentation. But if not, we can still present that and it will also have the LLM functionality that is needed. So I just kind of went over the modular routes, um, generating a token, protecting the routes, auto login via token, and then logging out, and it clears the token, the LLM fallback, going to the ask just in case we don't want to use the RAG, and then setting up the Postgres. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the database and go ahead and show you. So I actually am using SQL Pro. Oh, you can see all of the users right now and the tables. So here's the tickets, here's the users. I have been testing it, but I'll go ahead and show you it on command line just so that you can see it here too. Okay, now we're in the help desk. You can check the tables that it has, and you can more clearly see here a more list of the schema and the relationships between the users. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show the UI side of it. I also updated the formatting. So We have the chat, the home page, the login slash sign up page. I combined it, and then the main, which just kind of holds the main application for running. So let's go ahead and start this up. So we're going to go ahead and try to go to the sign up, and we're going to do test two, test two. Okay, he signed up. Let's log him in. And you know what? Let me check the database before I do that. So we should see a sixth user. Oh, there they are. Sixth user with the test two. And we'll go ahead and log in. And you can see the token was saved. So now we have the chat feature, sign out, and an extra modal that I made button. Kind of just shows like coming soon. Um, and you can see our regular chat. Let me just toggle the keyboard. What is my battery? Not working. And I know that's spelled incorrectly. Let's see how it handles it. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Let's try it. The actual word. Okay. Okay, this is more relevant. A few seconds after you press the button, you can check the charge with the battery in or out of your MacBook Pro. If your battery runs low while you're working, attach your power adapter and let the battery recharge. To replace low battery when a charged one, you are not connected to it, it's best to shut down your computer, put your MacBook Pro to sleep to replace the battery, wait until the sleep indicator light battery. Okay. So yeah, we kind of get some more relevant information now that I said my battery's not working. So I'm gonna leave. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we sign out. Okay, the token is removed. Let's try signing in. Okay, perfect. You're not able to log in. That's expected. But let's try. I forgot the user's name. Let's see if we can log back in. I'm gonna test this. Oh, nice. And it worked. The user was able to go back in. Beautiful. Alrighty. Well, that's kind of like what we have for now. Um, Actually, I have one more thing. Let me see. Test two. Okay, let's log back in. Now, what I wanted to show here is that if we like close the app, the connection was interrupted, blah, blah, blah. We come back in, we're still in the same place, which it's because of the token. But let's see if he removes it now. So yeah, that's kind of like what I wanted to show, what we have so far, where we're going.